Good? All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Back at it again. Another Thursday Night Live. Got my wife behind the keyboard. I'm having a hard time already. Keyboard. She is the master question relayer. If you have a good question, go ahead and note it there in the comments, and then she'll pass along that information and see if I can answer it or not. But tonight we're going to be painting this rear fender here. It's already been metal flaked with the LiME Flake. Has 3 coats of regular 2K clear coat over the top, and now I'm sanding it down with a 600 grit with the LiME sanding block. Just getting the texture kind of knocked down. And what we're going to do, lay out a couple stripes on each side. We're going to do a globe graphic that will match up with what we have going on in the tank. And then we have a little bit of filigree and some other stencil work that we're going to do. So shouldn't be too bad. Maybe we'll keep it under an hour and a half if we're lucky. And we'll do some giveaways as well. And who do we have as the winner for that t-shirt? So if you are a member, we did do a post that you're able to see on YouTube there. That's, what was it, Line Rules. I think the first one got that is Fat Lack. All right. So yeah, Fat Lack won that, the t-shirt. So just let us know your size. Info at limelinepaintsupply.com. Let us know your, hopefully you're not over a XXX. We have anything over XXX? I think that's it, right? We're at a max at a XXX. And we have some other giveaways tonight. So go ahead, hashtag LiME into the comments, and then everybody's will be entered into to win on the custom paints Wheel of Death. Is that what we call it?
No.
I gotta be careful right there because I'm about ready to burn through. You can see right here, I'm just kind of getting the texture out. Because once again, this is the metal flake leaves quite a bit of texture, as you can see, like right there. And it's our job to make sure that we get that sanded out. Or sanded smooth, I should say. You can hand sand it like this, or you can use a DA sander. Probably a good idea to use an interface pad if you're using a DA sander so you don't burn through these edges. I did burn through a little bit right here. That's not going to matter. Not going to worry about that.
Mr. C said, yeah, I've had 2 lives posted for 3 hours. I left a message on another live. Looks like some other people might be on that live.
What? My other live? Huh. Yikes. If I'm live somewhere else, I don't know about it. All right. Getting that knocked down. You can see.
And Karen said, yeah, tonight was confusing to find. For some reason it was being wonky, I guess.
Oh. Well, looks like we got a few more people joining in. It may be a little wonky because if you watch the cooler video that I did, it does link right into this video, this live right here. So I don't know if that screwed it up, or maybe I shouldn't do it like that anymore.
Yeah, they saying that the other was the premiere.
The premiere screwed it up.
You had the cooler video posted as a live at 8 p.m.
Oh, wow. Huh. Had it posted as a live. Yeah, okay. Let me go grab a sanding sponge. Well, we got you on here at least. Nice thing about these sponges is you can use them wet as well. They actually work really well wet. So I'm just going to give it a one over with the sanding sponge.
How would you deal with a sand through at this point?
I would either work the graphics around it to where you wouldn't be able to notice, or I'd put it back into metal flake again, which you kind of you would be able to just to touch up that area and then blend more clear. But once again, you're going to have a little bit more flake in that area, so you'll have to do a pretty good blend. That's the nice thing about the sanding sponges is they really won't burn through. It'd take a lot for that to happen. The DA sander can happen pretty quick. You can see even like right here, I actually took a DA sander to this earlier because I was in a little bit of a hurry. But it looks like I might have just cut it a little light right there. I don't know. It's going to be okay. We got a little roughness right here. I'm going to smooth that out. Okay, looking good. So since my hands aren't all greasy or anything, I actually just took a shower, so I'm all good. But so that meaning that is all I have to really do is use glass cleaner to clean it up. You can use 3M. Oh, I don't know if there's anything in here. Oh, that's good.
Looks like they said a few of us were lost on the other video. So yeah, something messed up. Where some of them were lost. John says, I love the sponges. Wish they came in a bigger bundle.
We might be able to make that happen.
Priscilla says, I love those sand sponges. They have been a game changer for me.
Okay, I got the glass cleaner.
Y'all are here now. I'm not sure what happened tonight and how that was so confusing.
I was trying something new, probably.
Mike Manning sent you a $20 super chat and said, Happy New Year.
Appreciate that, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Crafton says, the sponges are awesome.
Yeah, they are. They save a ton of time. And, I mean, I feel like you still need a hard block and some regular sandpaper, carbide sandpaper. But the sponges are great just for, like, cleanup, and it's real quick.
They want to see the glass cleaner that you're using again.
Smells like a man or something. Kind
this smells good. This one smells good.
It smells kind of like cologne or something.
You can, yeah. This might be have a LiME logo on it one day.
That is like a lonely woman smell or something.
Yeah, it's a Canadian brand, is what it is.
Yeah, I can smell that one.
Dominion SureSeal. They private label too, so we've been looking to private label with these guys. But their glass cleaner is good. They have a lot of good products, actually. I've been using those for like 2 or 3 months now. Their adhesion promoter, gun cleaners, and stuff like that all work really good. I'm still testing a few other things, but we'll see. Maybe one day we may add it to the line. Who knows?
Josh said, I received everything I need to start my bike tomorrow. Super, super excited. I do have one question, though. This is my first time painting, so how would I set up my new 1.4 gun from you right out of the box?
What you'd want to do is just make sure the fan pattern's all the way open. And that's usually how you want to spray if you're spraying anything, unless it's a frame or anything like that. But you don't want to make sure the fan pattern's all the way open. And I wish I had a gun up here. And just fiddle with the air controls. See what does what. Spray on a tape up a piece of paper and spray on that. Just see what it acts like with different, base coats and clear coats, so you can kind of get a feel for it. But play with the knobs. You can see how that works. But basically, when you first start out, general rule is the fan is always open, meaning that the side knob you're going to have the biggest fan pattern. Unless you're spraying some kind of a tube or something, you'd always just leave that fully open. I do a lot of stuff just by the way it sounds. Like if it's sounding and it looks like it's spraying good, that's good with me. I don't really deal a lot with like PSI. A lot of people ask me PSI questions, but it all kind of depends on what you're spraying. And, you know, if it's base coat, it's going to be different. It's going to be thinner. You're probably going to spray it at a lower air pressure than you would spray a thick primer. So it's not like a one number fits all kind of thing. So yeah, just test it out and spray it with lower air pressure, spray it with really high air pressure, spray it with paint that's thinned out a little more, a little thicker. I don't know what's up with this because that is not in the center.
How different would a silver base coat instead of black under the flake look? Any different?
Yeah, it does look different. I'm not saying it looks bad, but it just kind of it loses a little bit of its sparkle. But it's still great. You can even do it over primer. You can just spray the flake over primer. You can see how bad that. So my buddy actually built this a long time ago, this bike, and I guess the hole had to be drilled not in the center of the, not in the center there. So I guess I'm gonna, let's eyeball this. Yeah, because usually on a factory fender, this would be directly in the center. We would just cut this right in the center of that, which is pretty easy. But as you can see, that's way thicker over here.
Buddy wants to know what my drink is tonight.
Oh, okay. Let me run the center line real quick and kind of flash it in there.
It's going to be a surprise, y'all. Good job.
Did I do it? Is it look good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What is it? Water?
That's my drink.
Okay. You're going no booze tonight, huh?
Not tonight. Water tonight. What do you got? Water and coffee?
I got water and coffee, and I'm super thirsty. Okay. So once again, that's kind of wacky. It's not our fault. That's just the way the bike was built.
William sent $10 super chat and said, "Thank you for the amazing videos and the knowledge you provide everyone."
Thank you. Appreciate that. Glad I can help. Okay, so what you can do is you could lay out like a couple of like 2-inch strips of tape right here on both sides, and then that would kind of give you a guide. I'm gonna eyeball it still. Because I know the owner of this bike, and he's not going to care if it's a little off. But it'll be pretty close.
I would like to see a detailed video explaining the science behind the Harbor Freight style respirators and which one would be the safest to use without sacrificing too much money.
Wow. I wouldn't even, I'm not even like I don't think I would even know enough about that. Really, you should be, if you're worried about it, you should be using supplied air respirator, the hoods, if you're painting a lot every day. But yeah, I don't really know enough about that. Wish I did. I'm going to run this line one more time. It's pretty close, but not quite.
Swampy said he got the package. Thanks for that.
All right.
Another person, Buddy says, "I use a sprayway glass cleaner as well."
That stuff smells great. I love the smell. That was the really good stuff.
Question: I'm painting a motorcycle gas tank black cherry pearl, and I got a Led Zeppelin over the black cherry pearl, and I want to make the Led Zeppelin a fire color. Not sure what colors to use over cherry, black cherry.
Using candy oranges and golds is probably what I would do. So all you would need is a gold and a red candy. Mix the two. You have an orange. You can use all three of those shades.
Josh said, "Uh-oh, New Year's resolution in effect." And then JJ says, "Careful, people drown in that stuff."
Yeah, that is true. A little wacky right there. Let me get that straight. Okay, one more time. I'm going to pull this tape. It actually has a little bit of a wrinkle in it. Can't always get it in the first shot. Let's try it again. Pull this center line off and let me take a look at it.
Someone said you make the taping look way too easy. I'd waste an entire roll to get that straight line.
Well, I don't know how straight it is. It's
Now
pretty
you just
straight.
filled it up just in time for that comment.
Well, that was my center line. I'm actually good with the rest.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
wow,
I am.
that was good timing for that pull of the tape.
No, screw it.
Give me the whole new roll.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to pull this one back a little bit because I want to round this corner. Go back to here maybe. That way, take this. What the? I got some leaf stuck to that. Great. Man. That's going to suck. Oh, let's see.
Tony says,
straddle this thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Tony says, going to be building a memorial chopper for my father-in-law. Plan on doing a water transfer portrait of him. Where do you have your water transfers printed?
We just print them with a regular inkjet printer. Yeah, that's all you really need. And then there's one or two methods that you can use. You can use the clear water slide decal paper, or you can use the white. And I have a couple of different videos on how to do those. I would recommend buying the clear water slide decal paper. Oh, I'm sorry, the white water slide decal paper, and then put a clear base over the top. I found that that method has worked for me more times than the other. But keep in mind, if you're doing it the first time, print out a couple of those because there's a good chance you won't get it in the first shot, or you might get an air bubble. It's one of those things you kind of have to learn how to do them. Sometimes you have to learn the hard way, and I think a lot of people do. But the more I do, the less problems I ever have. Like the last one I did, I really didn't have any problems at all. Okay, that's straight enough. I don't mind it. That looks pretty good. I'm going to take some 16th inch. Take some 16th. We'll go ahead and run this on the inside edge.
Asher said, hi, Papa.
Oh, what's up, Asher? What are you doing, buddy? Playing?
Watching your live.
Oh, he's having a good old time, I bet. And I'm just kind of keeping an eye on right here, looking at getting about an 1/8 inch away.
The Hot Rod Typewriter Co. said, I'm doing a full filigree build on my bike this winter. 3 months in, and I'm on my 3rd pack of LiME Gold Leaf. I'm going to need to order it in bulk. Oh, no.
Yeah, you learn a lot, though, when you do it. Using that much. All right.
Josh says, have a hairdryer handy when doing a water slide. Helps me work it out smooth.
Yes, and it also heats up that adhesive. It warms up that adhesive so it allows it to stick. And I think a lot of people may not finish that step because it will air dry. But you really need to get that adhesive to activate. with a little bit of heat. Okay, looking good. All right, so I usually do the double lines, 1/8 inch, 16th inch. And then what we'll do is we'll, the plan is all of this is going to go black. In the center here, we're doing, I have this paper, we'll be doing a paper stencil. I'll probably be, let's see, I'll have some filigree going on right here. I have this a little bit farther to maybe take up a little more area. And we'll be doing some, we'll be doing, I think that'll be, maybe I'll do something there. Huh. I might do something there after the fact, not tonight, but I know right here, this is what we're going to do.
Ted said, do you ever use calipers or measuring tapes to get exact lines and symmetry, or do you always just sight it?
I always just sight it, really. But there's nothing wrong with that. Definitely nothing wrong with laying out a couple more pieces of tape. But I do lay out like reference lines, like from one side to the other, horizontal lines, so I know where things start and stop.
What are your thoughts on the new water-based automotive paints?
They dry really slow. They don't cover very fast. And yeah, does their candies work? I don't know, kind of. Okay, I got some black loaded up. Let me make sure I'm doing this in the right order. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm not going to paint all this black. I'm just going to do a fade right here. That way we're not spraying a whole bunch of paint out here, because I can always do that in the booth. But I will go ahead and register this line. That way I can come back with a paint gun and maybe hit that. But we will do all the graphics in the top and then get all those done. Also, I wanted to show you, we do have the filigree stencil, and I'll kind of figure the layout of this once I get those lines registered, but that will go in there. I have the original builder, the one that drilled the hole, like not in the center, I'll put his little logo right there. So this will probably go like that. I don't know. I'm kind of figuring out as I go, you know? It'll end up looking good. So I'm just going to follow the two lines right in the center and let the overspray blend in.
John said, I used a similar
On a pirate themed skateboard.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. And that's kind of what the tank of this is. I have a pirate ship on it.
So, 5 and Me says a $3 super sticker. What's that?
A super sticker? It's like a super chat. It's very similar to it. Yeah, but appreciate that.
It's blue in color, so I've just never seen it.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Just another cool way to support. Yeah, thank you for that.
Josh says get used to lots of dry tip. Tip dry when using the water base.
That is true. It's an ongoing battle with water based, but it doesn't mean you can't do it. It's just usually you just spray without the tip, the cap on. You should always clean that up. But you'll notice on solvent base like this, rarely does that happen.
Where do you get that green vinyl from?
The green. What did we say that was?
Oracle 631,
right? Yep.
Yeah.
Oracle 631.
Five and Me sent $10 super sticker.
Oh, there we go. Super stickers tonight.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, first time I've seen that.
Yeah, they're surprising with stickers, huh? Does it show something on there or what?
It just turns it different colors. So like the first one was blue. This one's like turquoise.
Mm-hmm.
So it stumped me. I wasn't sure. I haven't seen that, so I wasn't sure what it was. Thank you, Five and Me. John said that's where I got the idea for the skateboard. I think.
Oh,
Maybe from that light.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I painted that a while back. Yeah, we'll be doing that again tonight, actually, as I've said, you know, kind of match it up with the tank. But once again, I'm going to come back and then hit this all with black to make sure it's fully covered. But I do want to just register this line.
Roman said, I asked you a couple days ago about adding flake into some of the pigments, and you said it might kill the flake. I was thinking of trying it with one of the ghost colors, or is this just a bad idea?
The ghost colors may end up working. There could be something with that. But try it out, though, before you commit. And then see how that looks. Yeah. Yeah. But even if you did, it'd probably look fine. Like if it's a customer's bike and you're just still kind of, I'd test on customers' bikes all the time. I used to. That's pretty much what every bike is, the test. You know, if I can do better. So yeah, you can test it on a customer's bike because it's going to still look fine. It might look amazing. It might look to where it just looks pretty normal. But yeah, I'd be interested to know how that worked out.
So he should tell you the results.
Yeah, let me know.
Five and Me says, Adam's wisdom is worth tipping for. He made my year.
Your whole year? I'd like to hear that. All right.
Wait, does he mean just now?
Oh, man,
so
that's
only,
not very long.
So only 4 days worth? Or does he mean last year?
Yeah, we want to hear this.
Oh, wait a minute.
How good is this compliment? I want to know.
I'm just kidding. I think the compliment would be really nice, but that was funny. Travis says, water-based is nice. You can spray inside the house with no vapors. And Swampy said, I tried water-based Createx and hated it.
Yeah, if you go to water-based after using solvent, that's just kind of tough. If you start out with water-based too, you kind of can sometimes just get overwhelmed and want to stop. Because if it just keeps splattering, you're like, and maybe your paint's too thick, really. So you gotta really hone in the viscosity of waterborne paint. It has to be really thin. You have to be really patient. Like what I'm doing here would take 2 to 3 times longer than what I just did here, because it would have to go on thinner, and then the water is just going to take longer. So if we had some kind of better airflow, it would dry faster, but not like this. This dries very, very fast.
None Your Business says, you gave me hope I can in fact do this. Good work.
All right. Yeah, this is not hard at all. And I'm not perfect. Definitely not. None of this is 100% perfect.
Darren said, I remember the black and red ship transfer with the compass. One of the vids that inspired me and opened my eyes that I could do it too.
Yeah, right on. Is
that the rest of this bike?
Yeah, it is.
Yep. Josh says, I started with Createx Swampy, gone to solvent based now. Ryan Christensen sent you a $20 super chat.
Woo, yeah, thank you.
John said, I put what I think is an awesome looking pirate ship water slide on it, but the world map looks like a stencil. Wish I could have made that post look better.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what mine looks like too. Who knows? Okay. Are they going to be able to see what I got? Okay, we can see this. All right. So SIDS Speed Shop. That was the name of his shop. That was the original builder. So we're just kind of this bike needed a new paint job. The tank was leaking. There was a lot of problems with it because it's just been sitting for so many years. How many years? Probably 10 years now or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I painted it 1.5 years ago, the tank. So we're going to do that. The SIDS Speed Shop right there. Let's see how this filigree is going to lay out. Something like, because we did have original filigree in the bike originally, so I wasn't sure the layout.
Did I tell you Ryan Christensen gave you a $20 super chat?
Oh no, thank you, Ryan.
Sorry, I think I may have.
Did you just skip that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you. Am I going to do this here? You want to, so yeah, you guys want to hit the hashtag LiME in the comments, and let's spin something while I figure what I'm going to do out here, huh? Somebody can win something.
Figure out what I'm going to do out here?
Yeah.
You just said that all backwards.
I know, because I'm like, what am I going to do here?
Your brains. All right, let's do a giveaway.
All right, all right.
Alan's brain needs a process for
My
a
bite,
second, I
it
guess.
does. It does. We'll give away a tape and flake pack on this. So we'll get you all the tapes and all the other flakes, the glass and the. We'll get you a couple packs of the metal flake.
It's what? Sorry.
2 packs of metal flake, some crushed glass, and then the fine line tapes.
There you
Who
go.
do we got? Christopher. What is Zawaskowski? It's like Monsters Inc. I like it.
Congrats.
Congrats, you
He
won.
wins 1 each of the tape,
Yep.
2 metal flake, and glass.
Yep. You know, I think I'm going to put this filigree stencil. This is not really working here. I might just do this. I might do this like right here. That'll work. It just, like I said, I didn't plan this out. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do, but I feel like the filigree is going to fill up this area really nice. And then this really doesn't belong anywhere. But we will put it back here. This was kind of an afterthought anyways, but I do want to put it on there. So maybe just right underneath that. That'll be shown by the motor. Okay, cool. Let's do it. We'll go ahead and grab the 2-inch tape. The nice thing about this LimeLine 2-inch tape is it's semi-transparent. So you're able to still kind of see through the tape, and you can still see the stencil. And this was just cut on a Cricut cutter. I just went online and found, what did I type in? Like filigree outline or something like that. And then I found this, I had to clean it up a little bit in another program. And then I put it into the Design Space app that comes with the Cricut Maker 3. And you're able to, I'm gonna go ahead and trim this. You're able to create that file and cut these. It's pretty easy.
What's the brand of the decal paper again?
What did we say it was?
Oracle 631?
Yeah. It's a removable masking.
Say it in case I couldn't hear me because I forgot to unmute my mic.
Oh, Oracle 631.
What other program did you use, John said?
I used a photo booth, and it kind of wipes out the background. Because sometimes if you find an image, you need to wipe out the background, and then the Design Space app will have an easier time finding the edges. So I'll use. There's a bunch of them. I think even like CapCut has a way to wipe out the background. And then you can also like kind of refine stuff. Like if you only want a certain part of the image, you can kind of take that part of it out. It's like a new way of doing Photoshop, I guess.
Then your business says, I never understood the green line tape. Can you tell us what the heck it is for?
The LimeLine. Is that what it is?
I'm guessing so, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just vinyl. It's made to take bends, and the other nice things it does is it keeps a crisper edge, and then also if it works really well, especially the 1/4 inch if you're taping off and you're going to be like taping off like a helmet and you need to mask off the trim. It's a way better option than just using like a paper masking tape, because the paper masking will kind of like chunk and tear away. You'll have a bad edge. The vinyl will hold together and give you a cleaner edge when you pull that. Especially on, like I said, especially on helmets. All right.
Ethan said, thank you again, Adam and Ashley, for all your help with my first project. Look out, 2024. It's going to be interesting.
All right. Excited for you. Okay, I think we're going to go right here. Maybe right.
John said, cool, I'm loving my Maker 3.
Oh, yeah. Who did I see got one of those the other day? Oh, Carport Customs got one. I have to ask them how it's going.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, I never thought I would be a fan of the Cricut Maker, but that thing was a game changer.
Darren says, trust me, LiME tape is worth every penny.
Yeah, no snail trails. That's
Not going to start that conversation again.
Oh, man, I'm just really screwing this one up. Let's see.
Inkscape is really good free software to work out tracing and vectors. It has a really easy and quick auto trace to boost the Cricut program.
Oh, really? Okay. Inkscape?
Inkscape.
Okay, I've actually heard of that. I just can't remember where. But write that down for me. I'd love to look at another program. The photo booth one that I use is like, it's the same thing I use like to make my thumbnails and stuff for the videos. So it's just like what I've kind of known to use, and I knew it would clean things up like that. But yeah, there probably is better programs. Unless you know how to use the pen tool in Adobe Illustrator, then you don't need any of our advice.
Which model of Cricut do you have?
We have the Maker 3.
Do you ever do Mylar stencils with yours?
I've tried. I've never had really very good luck with that. I can't remember why. Probably because it didn't cut it right, I'm guessing. No.
Chad said he almost bought a Cricut, but ended up buying a plotter for $100 cheaper, and it makes much bigger stickers.
Yeah, and those work too. A lot of those are coming with the same kind of software as well that will help you clean up like a JPEG image.
You need to double cut the Mylar.
Oh, that's probably why. Yeah, you can. I've never been a fan of Mylar though. What? Because if you do Mylar, then you have any kind of islands, like saying like you're cutting all around something and there's just a piece you need in the middle. That's doesn't work with that really, because then you have more than one stencil. With vinyl, you can make a lot of things happen because you're actually sticking it to the surface. And then, yeah, it is reusable, but you can always print out another vinyl.
Chad said, I use Inkscape every day. Bad Dog Metal Works has tons of how-to videos on YouTube.
Oh, really? Shit. Write that down for me too, yeah?
Bad Dog Metal
I'm
Works.
going to have to learn some stuff. Got this last little bit.
Auto trace on Inkscape is a big help. If you only get a tutorial on YouTube for that function, it's a game changer. I'm using Silhouette, but it's something like a Cricut, basically.
Yeah, a Silhouette, yep. Does the job, but not quite. If it's a really good image, it will do the job. But sometimes you got to do few other things.
William uses Adobe Illustrator. He says, laugh out loud, I'm a tech guy.
Yeah, I know. That's learning how to use that pen tool, man. Yeah. I tried to do that back in the days, and I don't understand the handles and never could get that.
5ME says, if you forget to clean clear out of your gun for 5 days, is it possible to remove the clear coat from the inside? If so, what to use?
Yeah, just use lacquer thinner. You'll get it out in a brush. You can even soak the cap, soak the nozzle. Probably don't soak the body though. You can't. I mean, for a little bit maybe, but don't soak it overnight.
If you use backing paper to rub the mask, it makes it easier. Takes out the bubbles. Adam, get some transfer tape. Clear. It is so much better.
Oh yeah, I wish I had some. Yeah, that's gonna look good because that looks very close to what the original paint job that we did on this thing. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna do. Let's see, the black around that, and then let's go ahead and pill. This is also going to have a black edge on it, so I'm gonna go ahead. Fill everything except for the few lines in the middle.
Joe says I run the tape across my jeans before laying it down. It pulls up easier.
Yeah. Yeah, the sometimes that'll leave like sometimes I'll do that as long as you're removing the tape, that's fine. But then sometimes like I want to make it less tacky, and then I'll like tape something off, and then you'll have little hairs sticking out. So as long as you're not running any paint, I do that too. But then I also find that's a bad habit.
MEK works well to clean out the gun too.
Yep, MBK is great. I wish I remembered what that stood for. Let's see. Ketone. I know the K is ketone. Methyl ethyl ketone. Somebody tell me if that's right. Yeah, some people you will use, what's the other thing that's pretty popular? Acetone. Acetone works really good for cleaning out.
Correct.
I am? Wow. I can't believe I remembered that. Okay, so yeah, we're just keeping the outer edge of that. Say like we wanted to leave that silver. We don't in this because it's going to go candy red. But if we wanted to leave that silver, we could have always sprayed the red, pulled this off, and then hit the edges with the black, and then you would have even more contrast. But this is going to blend in with the background and with the graphics because that's kind of the way we had it before. So I kind of want to make it look that way.
Methyl ethyl ketone.
Methyl ethyl. There we go.
Methyl ethyl eats stuff. Be careful.
Oh, does it? Yeah, I know the name, but I don't know the properties. Okay, I'm good with that. All right. You can see right there, that's just all going to be faded black right there, so no biggie. But I am going to want to trace all of these lines with the black, and then we'll start the graphics up on the top.
JJ says, methyl ethyl, I think I dated her. Would it be easier to weed the stencil first?
You can do that, but then having the whole stencil there kind of holds the areas together better. So I actually prefer to pull it after. All right. Hopefully you guys can all see that pretty good. I can probably just move this camera a little bit.
Planning on doing a root beer color. Want to spray a candy over multiple cutout decals on the paint. Candy all over it. And then remove the decals and clear over everything. What would be good candy to use?
Yeah, I didn't catch all that.
Put it on the screen?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm looking right at it. So, root beer color. Want to spray a candy over multiple cutout decals. Okay. Yeah, I can't. Just be careful when you're gonna lay out stencils like these, and you're gonna spray a candy over the top. If you're spraying candy with a gun, you're going to layer a lot of thick paint because you're using a paint gun. A lot of like bigger. What's the way to say it? They're coming out, bigger particles are coming, spraying out and going onto the surface. So you're building up a lot of thicker paint. When you're using an airbrush, you're going to be able to get more color on with less paint, if that makes sense, because we're spraying it down so fine. We're able to do a lot more and get a lot more saturation with the airbrush rather than using a full-size gun. So be careful with that. If you're gonna lay out a bunch of stuff and then you're gonna spray a gun with candy over it, it's gonna be pretty thick and pretty gooey. Probably not gonna have the crispest of lines. So I always like to use an airbrush or a smaller, like a actually we have a 1.08 gun that's coming in that will be kind of like a mini gun that will take place of an airbrush. So yeah, we'll kind of show that as well. But yeah, be careful with that, because laying that out with a full-size gun, you could have issues. But I think you're good. You're on the right track.
Mayan says, I'm painting my car. I was using 2-to-1 clear, but right now I have 4-to-1 clear. Will it change gloss or the look of the panels?
Yeah, 4-to-1 clear. Yeah, so as long as everything's dry, like the clear coat before is dry and you sand it down, and yeah, you're gonna be fine with the 4-to-1 clear or the 2-to-1 clear. Either way. Now, if you're clear coating something and you run out of clear coat and you need to put more coats on, you can't just like switch up clears in the process. You have to actually let it dry, sand it down, and then you could switch to the other clear. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll kind of aim just for the edges. Now, we don't want to get all crazy because I want to make sure that these still stay red. So I'm going to get pretty dang close to these.
Yes, but I can't wait for the new mini paint gun.
Yeah, so the mini paint gun is going to be a 0.08 tip. The CFM is, I don't know it offhand, but you're going to be able to run it on a much smaller compressor, and you will be able to run clear coat and base coat out of it as well. So it's going to be an all-around kind of gun for smaller parts and smaller compressor. That way you can probably get away with like a pancake compressor rather than like those two. Yeah, because really, if you're using full-size equipment, and I get this question a lot about the size of compressors, and you really want a 2-stage pump on the top, and it's like a V shape. You know, you'll look at the pump, like you'll have the motor on one side, and then you'll have the pump, which will either have like one big cylinder in it, or it'll have like a Harley, like a V shape, which is the double pump, 2-stage pump. And that's the kind of the state, that's what you're looking for, because you're actually pumping at twice the rate rather than just a single compressed piston pumping. And it's not really, you can get a paint job done. Like you could paint a bike with a small compressor and a full-size gun. You're just going to have to take more time. You may only have to paint one part at a time, because it's going to have enough air pressure to get the job done for a few minutes. But if you need more than a few minutes, then you're running out of air, and you're going to have to deal with that one way or another, which is either by slowing down or using different equipment that's going to allow you to not use that much air.
Is it possible to paint a motorcycle tank with only an airbrush?
Well, it is. It's possible to do all the graphics but really to lay out the clear coats and the base coats, really you need a bigger gun. So that's when that smaller gun would come in handy for guys that don't have the huge compressors. But once again, the compressors are also used for air tools. Like if you have a DA sander, that's going to use more air. Most likely that's going to use more air than your paint gun. And you're going to be really frustrated when you have to wait for your air sander to use your air sander because your compressor needs to catch up. It gets annoying if you do it for a living. But if it's a hobby, it's no big deal. You know, you let the compressor fill up, take a break, have a smoke, do whatever you want.
If I don't like the candy I sprayed, can it be sanded off or just cover it with a bullet hole?
You can. It's not easy to sand it off. You can wipe it off if it's been cleared. Like if it's clear coated over the top before you put the candy. Yeah, you can sand it off. It's going to be a little tough. Depends on how much you got on there.
Did you say new minigun was 0.08?
Yes, 0.08. Probably the smallest minigun that there really is. I had the option of I tested it in 1.0, which is not very common, but it is still common. You can buy them. Or there was an option in a 0.08, which I found that used a lot less air and still did the job. But we did have to make some adjustments with that gun. So I have the final version coming to me, and then within 3 weeks, we should have those guns. As long as everything's good.
Do you do local events or in-person classes?
Oh, that's a great idea. You want to go over to the brand?
Great idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea to show this.
Or great question.
Great question. Okay, you want to go to that? Oh, actually, sorry. That right there. Here we go. There is a class. I think a few of the guys that might be on here are going to this. But I'm actually taking this class as well. I'm not much of a pinstriper. I've done it a few times. I'm not really that good. Hoping to be better. But this course right here be held in here in Layton, Utah on the 13th. As you can see, class is $400 and you can sign up at Mr. Oz Designs. And that's a one-day course that we'll have down at the Limeline warehouse in Layton. And yeah, so if you're looking to learn how to do pinstripe, hey, come on out. If you're local, I don't know if I'd make the trip, but I mean, I think we do have one guy coming from New Mexico, though. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a good time, and we're all going to learn a lot. All right, we'll go ahead and leave that. There we go.
Do you happen to know the price of those miniguns yet?
They're going to be about $100. Entry level. Okay, so here's another way you can create a stencil. That one, what we did is a vinyl on a Cricut cutter, so I actually didn't even have to cut that stencil. This is just printed out of a piece of regular printer paper, and we're going to use the paper as the stencil. So what I'm doing is just with my X-Acto blade here. Kind of did most of it over here already, so we didn't have to take all the time tonight.
So we were talking about the candy root beer paint job. So he just says, along with the candy root beer, I plan to do spun silver leaf. Should this part be done right before final clear?
Yeah, I would do it before. To be honest, I like to, usually when it comes to leafing, it would add another go around of clear, because unless you're using like a really high solids, high build clear coat, even then I feel like you would want to clear it, sand it down one more time, and then do a flow coat on top of that. But yeah, I always like to leave my leafing towards the end because you don't, even if it is cleared, you want to try not to really tape to it, because you could run into a few issues with that, because the clear being fresh on top of that leafing, you never know, you could have some adhesion problems there. So it's not, yeah, leave it to the end.
Roger says he's going to be there.
Yeah, all right, Roger.
I may end up taking the class too.
Yes,
Maybe.
you might end up taking the class.
So I might be along with you guys.
And the last time you tried it, you did pretty good. You did better than I did. Not this time, though. I'm taking it serious.
Okay.
I'm going to look. Y'all going to be surprised how good I am.
Are those guns going to be on Amazon also?
Yeah, they'll be there. Yeah, it's going to come with the little mini disposable cup, too. It'll have a hard cup, and then it'll also be set up with the old style lids and liner disposable system.
What are you using for your cutting board right now?
I think it's a mat we got at IKEA. Just a cutting mat.
Is the class limited enrollment? If so, how many spots are available?
We're keeping it down to 12. So it's a small class. And yeah, there is, last I heard, there was a few spots left still. I don't know. That was a couple days ago, though. And I know we talked to a lot of people the last couple of days. So yeah, who knows? But yeah, small enough class that we're all going to learn a lot.
Well, hi, Larry. Haven't seen you in a while.
Well, hey, Larry.
He gave you a $10 super chat and said, always amazing, Adam and Ash. Hope you guys are well.
Yeah, right on, dude.
Thanks for the super chat.
Got a couple more I got to cut right here.
Jeremy said he'll be there too.
All right.
Scott said, I finally got my whole bike in the cleared flake stage through almost 5 packs of LiME flake.
Whoa.
Road glide with chop, tour, pack, and lowers. I have a few parts done. Just need to sand and buff.
Oh, nice. You're in the home stretch then.
But the worst part, right? Sanding and
Yeah.
buffing. I just
Well,
remember
it's kind of the best part too, because you're about ready to get that crap out.
you're
of
almost
there.
ready to be done, but it's so much work. Carrie said y'all should stream it at a reduced rate to make extra money.
Stream what was that?
The class, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Oz thing. Someone is coming down to video.
Oh yeah, it's just going to be after the fact kind of video though. But that's interesting. We might actually do some live streaming that day. That way, at least you guys can poke your heads in. We could just stream it to the members too. I don't know. We'll stream it to everybody. Okay, what island we got here? Australia. We have.
Island.
Yeah. Well, isn't
Will you be adding new inline filters to Big Cartel website?
those aren't in there, huh? I guess I forgot to put those on there. Yes, I'll have to update those. There's actually a lot of stuff I have to do. We have the t-shirts out now that aren't on there. But we also have the neons that aren't on there either. Or the glow in the dark, actually. That's what we don't have on there. Okay. All these little things right here, they don't exist.
No.
Japan.
Oh.
Where's Japan? Poor guys. Let's put Japan on there. We'll freehand Japan in there.
Larry said, hey, of course, thank you guys. Spent 4 days in the hospital, low blood sugar of 24. Good hell.
Whoa.
Been challenging times, but starting to feel better. All my best to you all. Well, gall, our best to you. Holy moly, that's
Yeah, she knows what that means.
feeling like shit. I'm sorry. Not fun.
Okay. What do we got here?
Can you spray
Flakes in an airbrush, or is there a limit?
Not in an airbrush. You'll be able to get away with a fine silver metallic, but that's about it. Any kind of chunky silver, you're gonna have a hard time with an airbrush. Flake just won't happen really at all.
Dave says, "Hey Adam, Dave from Edmonton. Happy New Year, man. Taking on a patina job right away. Done it on vehicles, but never on a bike. Because of the smaller surface area, would you layer the different primers under the base or airbrush the graphic over the base?"
Let's put that on the screen and I can read it one more time. I'm gonna grab some magnets for these.
Okay, it's two things. So here's the first part.
I got a magnet here. Let's put that down.
There's the first.
Okay, patina job. Okay.
Okay, and then here's the second part.
I would start with it kind of depends on what color you want to start with. I would start it with like the lightest color of shade that you want the patina and base coat it that color. And then at least that'll get you in the ballpark of the color. And then I would go darker from that. Like, there's a lot of ways to do patina, so it's kind of a hard question to answer. But yeah, I would base coat it the color you want it to be most like, but maybe a little bit on the lighter side. I should probably do one of those. I haven't even done. I'd have to actually learn how to do it myself. I would just, really a lot of custom painting, what it is just experimenting, just trying it out. All right. Is that too far away, you think? Like, people are going to be, because last time I left off something and I got so many comments. Like, I know I'm leaving off a lot here, but okay, we're good. Let's maybe just put this a little farther this way because I want to. Just put this. There we go. There. Maybe we'll throw in a few islands.
Larry said, "Definitely not fun when his 15-year-old daughter found him unconscious and did everything right. He's blessed to have two amazing girls."
Oh, wow. Good for them.
Yeah, girls. I'm glad they reacted fast. That's good.
Well, we're glad you're still with us.
Yeah, glad to have you back and doing okay.
All right. We got another magnet over here. Here we go.
Scott says, "I have done the lower sanding and buff. They're really smooth, but not as bright as I have seen. What's the secret to doing the small parts?"
On the polishing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I always like to do flow coats because that way it's easier to sand. And then if they're not getting bright enough, there could be a chance that you might not be like 3,000 using enough 3,000 grit or 5,000 grit to get it up to that point to polish. Because a lot of people will wrestle it with it at the end when they should have done the 3,000 grit more, and that would have fixed their whole problem. So yeah, really polishing is an art form. Okay, we're gonna go with this. Maybe we'll give the U.S. a little more love. We'll give you
Magnets. That's an amazing idea.
Yeah, I haven't used magnets in a while. I just barely thought of it actually. All right. Where are you going? Africa. Stay right there. All right, we're just going to outline this with the same. This is just straight black base coat over reduced through an airbrush. It's just another way to do it. It's just a paper stencil. As you can see, we're using a magnet to hold it down. But you don't need, you can't really get them like super crisp, not as crisp as like with vinyl, but definitely works good for like stuff like this.
For the fire effect, I got candy, grab orange, and candy tequila yellow. No candy gold. How can I make the fire effect? And should I use white in between the candies?
You can use white in between candies. Yeah, definitely. Because you're going to need some kind of a pigmented color there. Sounds like you're okay with what you got. To make a, did you say a root beer candy? Or are we on a different question now?
Fire.
What's that?
Fire effect.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, sounds like you're all right with what you got. I mean, you got the orange already, so. Okay, let's pull these off, make sure I got them good enough.
When using a fine silver as a base, I noticed it will pull from the primary most of the times with my fine line tape. Is there a trick with spraying silver, or am I doing something wrong? It's just silver.
Sometimes silver, if you spray it too thick, because sometimes silver paint has a hard time sticking because it has so much metallic in it, and taping over paint that's been painted like really saturated can have a hard time, adhering to that surface. So the better thing to do would be to apply light coats of the silver. So maybe 4 or 5 light coats rather than maybe what you've been doing, and maybe you'll have an easier time with that. You could add a little bit of either clear base coat, inner coat clear, or clear binder into that as well, which that will help kind of, it'll bind that together more, because obviously it's the metallic that's causing that adhesion problem. So yeah, I ran into that problem quite a bit in my days. Not so much anymore, but I used to I always knew when I sprayed the silver down too heavy. Yeah. Okay.
Dry flake?
Have I ever dry flaked? Yeah, I used to dry flake. It's just a big mess. It's not the way I like to do it anymore.
How do you nail down the edges?
Nail them down?
I think with the stencil when you're doing it.
Oh.
I'm behind a couple. Like even when you move that part, somebody said earthquake.
Oh.
I couldn't say it fast enough because I was so behind.
All right.
But I think they meant like to spray the black.
Yeah. What was the question?
How do you nail down the edges?
How you nail it down? I'm still kind of confused. Yeah. You just push them down. Is it? Yeah, I'm confused on that one. Yeah, you could always take it back end of a razor blade if that's what you're worried about, like the edges coming up. You can kind of push those down. Also, stretching the tape around those corners. That's what will cause them to pull up too.
Jace from Australia said, "Hey, where's Australia?"
Oh yeah, where is Australia?
And then Dave M says, "Adam might want to put in Australia or might lose Jace."
Here it is right here. I called it an island. Is that correct?
No.
Still a continent, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I said, okay.
You tell me where to put this thing. I got to put it in the right angle or I'm going to get in big trouble.
Which airbrush and tip are you using today?
This is a 1 point. This is at 1 point. This is a 0.4 tip. 0.04. Where did I put that? Oh, there it is. I got to know what direction this thing goes. Is it? Oh, yeah. Why does that not look? Oh, that doesn't go there. That goes here. Okay. Hold on here. Bear with me. I thought that was a little big. Here we go. Greenland. That's what that one. Okay. Greenland. Let's get you in here. Okay. I think I feel like I need to re-register a little bit of this right here because I don't think I got it good enough. It's a nice thing about these paper stencils. You can just go right back to it. Sharpen that up. Okay, that's looking good. Let's grab some fine line. And what I want to do is put the longitude and latitude.
We have a history lesson and a paint lesson, huh?
There you go.
Not history, but geography. Robert said, I took some good advice. I got my wife the Cricut Maker 3 for Christmas. I'm looking forward to using it. Smart guy. JJ says, I stunk at geography. I get it.
Okay, let's I want to put these lines in to where let me go look on the other bike real quick.
What kind of bike is this going on?
Sportster.
Sportster. It's got to go down those sketchy stairs.
Okay. Okay, I kind of seen how I done it here. All right, we'll probably just go this way to start.
Justin says, I've been wanting to paint the plastic covers on a few of my chainsaws. It's more for the customs looks. I've tried a couple of things, but it just flakes off. Any ideas? I'm about out of them.
Yeah, so maybe you haven't tried using an adhesion promoter because plastics, man, it's really hard to deal with when it comes to coating it with something. And I feel like everybody feels the same way. But yeah, using a good adhesion promoter, make sure it's scuffed down and it's clean. And I know there's some other stuff you can actually mix in with the paint that will help adhesion as well, but definitely spraying on like a light can of adhesion promoter. I have anything right here? You can also use like an acid etch. Like this is an acid etch primer that's in a can. That can also work good, but really it kind of depends on the plastic that you're working on. But base coat does not stick to plastic on its own. It just doesn't. We wish it did, and it doesn't. All right, let's get some black paint out.
That's not where the equator is.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do more. There's going to be one coming this way. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Florida makes America look like a hung hamster on that. Us poor Floridians.
Poor guys. That warm weather. I don't really want to bring it into the filigree, so we'll cut that off there. So I'm just kind of using this masking.
Utah's the center of.
He said, okay, he'll give that a try. Thanks.
Cool. All right, so I'm just going to paint this guy in. Might have been a little thicker than what I was imagining.
I've never seen the yellow tape. What kind is that?
This is the LiME tape. LiME masking tape. You can buy it with in the 2-inch, or you can buy it in the combo pack with the 3/4 inch and the 1.5 inch. Comes with it. All right, hopefully I painted that dark enough. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that'll work. What we'll do is just go ahead and do. Let's see, I wanted to do one kind of straight down the center right here. And then we'll start curving it the other way. probably don't need this thick of tape. Grab something else thinner. This will be plenty thick enough because as long as we're spraying close, that's all we're going to need to mask.
Jordan says, I'm looking to be able to spray a variety of different flakes. Would you recommend a 2.0 or 2.5 tip?
I feel like both of those are too big. If you're wanting to spray like the size, like the biggest size really is like 0.25 for a flake. I'd probably go with a 2.0. I wouldn't go with anything bigger than that. Because then it's just like, that's like a fire hose. Even a 1.7 will spray a lot of those flakes.
You don't have to wait for it to dry to do all this.
Base coat dries really fast, so yeah, you do. But as long as you're spraying it with an airbrush, you're spraying it on so thin that it's drying really fast. And it's just a base coat. It doesn't really have a clear to it or nothing like that. I didn't want to rip that stencil off yet. It's okay. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and bring this and kind of arch it the other way. Like, I'm not a pro. I really don't know really what I'm doing here, but I did it on the side of that tank. And I just need to kind of match it up with what I got. Like I said, as long as I'm spraying like within like an inch or so, you don't have to really mask it off much more than that. I'm also pointing the airbrush straight down. If I was airbrushing this way, I'm going to get overspray all over that because it's just going to bounce here and then spray off that way. But I'm straight down. So when you're using the airbrush, always know like what direction you're spraying at and use it to your advantage. Because if you're like doing a blend, you spray this way and let it blend. This, we're just trying to cover in that line. That's it.
Do you want to give something away soon?
Yeah, let's do it.
Now?
Sure.
Is it a good break or?
Yeah, that's fine.
What do you want to give away?
I don't know. You choose. Huh?
I don't know.
Come on.
Think.
Can't think of nothing? You don't know what we have?
No, I know what we have. I just can't think. I don't know.
You want to give away whatever you want? Go ahead. With leafing kit, we can give away. Don't be shy. You give away one of your t-shirts. You give away a hoodie that you designed. She designed a hoodie. Obviously, we'll just let her think about it, and I'll just...
Okay, since now we're talking about Flake, let's do a hoodie and Flake.
Okay. That kind of splattered a lot right there. I don't know what that was.
Somebody said, hopefully not that cup of water.
So there you go. You'll win.
Birthday, Joe.
Was it Flake? What did you say? Flake and a hoodie. We'll just need to know your size on the hoodie.
Okay, so it'll be a hoodie and some Flake.
Hoodie and some Flake. That sounds good. How do I say that last name? William, you won. Great job, man. Just shoot us an email. Let us know where you live. info@limelinepaintsupply.com.
Oh, you got it right today.
I did.
Good job, babe.
Nice. that just flew right off my tongue. I like that.
Hoodie and the Blowfish. Sounds like a great band. A hoodie and some Flake. That's what you won, William. Yes, just email.
A little bit there. Pull the tape. Once again, this all dries super fast as long as you're using an airbrush. Okay, we got these lines in. Those look good. Do I need to bring more? I don't know. We'll see. I can always add those in.
Louis says, hey, Adam, need a different sticker. I have a collection of small atoms on the fridge from all my orders.
Oh, yeah. There's probably a bunch of them. I think that for a while there, every tape roll was getting a sticker. All right, we'll start to spray them in, go in the opposite direction here.
Martin says, hello from Texas. I have been teaching paint and body at a college in Dallas. You have great skills.
Oh, right on. Cool. Yeah, if you have a class, we're always willing to help out with if you're teaching students and stuff like that. So let us know. Just hit us up on our email if you guys ever need something.
Doug says, I got your 2 sizes of spinners for Christmas. Can't wait to do some gold leaf.
Cool. Double leaf it. You'll get it perfect.
Do the hoodies come in 4XL? I think 3XL is the biggest we got.
Yeah.
Need to airbrush a compass on it. Doesn't the bike have a compass?
No.
Tank?
No, that was another one I did that had a compass. That was Tucker's bike.
Oh.
That one also turned out really cool because I did like an old world map on his.
Oh.
It had like the sea creatures and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's lots of cool stuff with that one. The mermaids and stuff. This one's pretty simple. Not too wild. I want to start giving these a little bit of an arch though once they start moving away. Maybe I'll do 2 at one time, huh? Maybe not. I can't really see what I'm doing there. Okay. Just one at a time.
One line.
One line at a time. And you could always reuse the tape a few times, but I'm not really going to mess with it. Try to match that up to that side best I can. You can see all the stuff that I'm doing right here is pretty dang easy. Like,
Somebody said, you make it look easy.
well, and yeah, people say that a lot, but I'm not sure if I've done anything really hard today yet. This has been pretty simple. I mean, even cutting out the shapes there, even if it's not perfect, they're going to be fine. And you're using stencils, there's really not much freehand. Like you can, there's a lot of forgiveness there. That could have arched a little more.
Your hoodie stream's dangling in the wind.
Uh-oh. Go ahead and do this one too.
Robert said, you forget some of us have never touched an airbrush.
What? All this and you haven't touched an airbrush yet? What's happening? There's no way that we're that entertaining, right? Got to be learning something here. But if you did,
Then what? What do you mean?
you never know. Give me a natural.
Yeah,
You don't
it's
even
true.
need to be a natural. You could just be one.
Very true.
You could be horrible and still get something pretty good, you know?
He said, I enjoy and learn from somebody. Oh, I enjoy and learn for someday.
For someday. There we go. That's what I want to hear. Prepping.
Prepping.
Made that one pretty fat.
On the base coats, do you prefer PPG or Sherwin House of Color? I got an order in today, LiME. Just don't want any chemical reactions.
As far as the clear coat over the top?
Wait. Let's see. On the base, sorry, it keeps on moving on me. Let's see. On the base coats, do you prefer PPG? House of Color. I got an order in today with LiME. Just don't want any chemical reactions.
Oh, those are all going to be fine. You're not going to have any problems with either of those.
I've only used my airbrush for plastic models. Did you guys think any more to the paint along show?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot, actually. Yeah. Just coordinating that and making that work. That's something I think I probably will implement one day. But I
think it would be fun.
Yeah, I got kind of a laundry list of stuff to do because I still have the glow in the dark pigments that are out that aren't quite out yet, but they're ready to go. And then we do have some new clear coats and stuff coming as well. That's going to be pretty soon. So I'm pretty busy with that, but I do want to do that. I think that's a great idea.
I think it is too. Travis says, I'm trying to save for an airbrush kit.
All right. Yeah. Check out Harbor Freight.
Big Country said, learning a lot, but you still beat us like a redheaded stepchild at doing this quality of work. Vic says, got my pigment pack and looks like UPS used my clear base can as a soccer ball.
Oh, man. Hopefully that's all right. If not, let us know.
Yeah, if something like that ever happens, just email us. Ding dongs, huh? The fans want to know what we drinking tonight, Ash.
Oh, what you on, Ash?
H2O.
H2O.
Only
Just
for this week.
Just the agua. All right, got a few more right here. Let's see. We'll make these a little thicker.
How many miles of tape do you use a month?
I don't know. I did start a tape ball one time. That was fun. It got so huge. It actually filled up the whole garbage can. I was like, I gotta get rid of this thing. It's making the shop look crappy. That'll be fine. And if you're looking to make these lines perfect, you can always just run a 16th inch and then run a 2/8 inch on the outside and then pull the inside. But I feel like if it's a small little area, you should be able to eyeball it. Oh, I need some masking tape. What are you doing?
Joe said, lame. I'm only drinking water.
Oh, next week, you're going to be plastered.
I tried out the Avante airbrush from Harbor Freight. I was happy with it for the price.
Yeah, for the price is good. Yep, it'll definitely get the job done. If you're looking to do like mural work and yeah, you can still do it. I did it. To what level, really, though? I mean, a mural's a mural. Doesn't take much to make a mural. Depends on what it looks like. But yeah, I have. At one point, I did have a micron. I bought a micron, and I think that was like $525 or something. It was super nice. I have to say that it was very, very comfortable, and it did. You were able to do a lot more detail, but it's kind of, you only pick up a brush like that if you're able to paint those details. If you don't know what you're doing and you can't control the brush in the first place, it's just better to get a cheaper one, because it's going to do just the same. And if you have any accidents, it's going to cost you $35 for another one. If you break a micron or even bend the needle, it's going to be like $85 just for a new needle. So yeah, if you're just starting out, Harbor Freight with the Avante is the way to go, if you ask me. Or you can just go with the Iwata Neo, which is like $70 or something. And the Neo is a better airbrush, but both are going to do the job. If you want to spend a little bit more, go to the Eclipse. I bet that, that's where I would stick with, is like, I think they're like $175 or something. They're a little bit nicer needle. Once again, it's all going to work though.
Vic said, no leaks in the can, but it was just pretty banged up. Jeez.
Well, we're glad it didn't leak.
Travis said, you did a mural of yourself.
Yeah? Did I? Have I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That did look like me. That was terrible. I'm okay with forgetting that.
Fatlock said he sure did. The Hot Ride typewriter co said, the Iwata microns are great. They almost read your mind, but I use Badger. Posh cheap stuff. Posh cheap stuff. It's all good.
Yeah, and I like the way he said that. It kind of does read your mind a little bit, because you're able to really like get up real close, and very, 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 very detailed brush. And it doesn't really make sense until you really you have the muscle memory in your hand to be able to know the difference. So learn on a cheaper brush, even though if you can't afford the micron, I still wouldn't do it. Spend the money on something else.
Dragon Killer says that's what I have as a Neo. Roman says $64. I think he's saying 64 Neo at Hobby Lobby. It's $64 maybe.
Oh yeah, 64 bucks. Yep, that's about right. You can get them on Amazon for that same price.
Has anyone tried the Galari brand? Galari?
Huh? No.
Yes, he meant 64. Roman meant they were $64 at Hobby Lobby.
Yep.
Finger's full.
Yeah, you can't. I know one thing at Hobby Lobby, you can't use the 20% off coupon.
No coupon for that?
They don't let you use the coupon on that.
How rude.
I think it's 40. Don't they usually do the 40% off? Yeah, they're not allowing
Well,
that.
they do half the store. They do sections of the store. Every week it changes 40% off. So they don't do the coupons anymore.
Oh.
They just change the section of the store. Like this section is 40% off this week. The next week this section is. The next week that section is.
Huh. Yeah, I don't think the airbrushes ever are though. They're like the color that doesn't get discounted. Tried that already. Okay, let's do one more right here. And then let me look right here. Oh yeah, we'll do one more right there because that looks weird.
Should we do another giveaway?
Yeah, let's finish these two and then I'm almost done actually. The red candy will happen. Actually, you know what? I will spray the red candy on this. I think I will. So yeah, just hold up 1 second. We'll give another prize away.
Somebody said, I think those are just rebrands of the other made in Taiwan brushes. That Rex guy is pushing them. It's like Nike at Kohl's, no discounts.
That's how Nike is too, huh?
Yeah, at Kohl's they don't let you use a coupon. That's true.
Not even Kohl's Cash, or you can use Kohl's Cash.
Yeah, you can use Kohl's Cash.
Okay, that's good. That's good. One more right here. I'll mix up a little bit of red candy. While we're doing that, we'll give something away. Spray some red candy to see what that looks like.
What happens if I spray brown candy over a blue candy?
It'll make it a different color of brown.
If you can afford a Micron, buy 3 Eclipses and you can finish an entire job without ever having to clean it. Cuts production time exponentially.
Yeah, you can go back and forth between. I always just run one airbrush, kind of the way I've always been, because I'm able to clean them out pretty fast. The type of jobs, like for t-shirt artists, they need multiple airbrushes because they're always switching. But yeah, it would be always handy to have 2 or 3, because if I've already had my red candy, my gun, yeah, this would go much faster. I'm a one brush kind of guy though. I don't know if I can switch.
Josh said he bought a double pack of reducer and one can showed up with all the label bubbled up, but it still works.
Oh.
What the heck? What happens in the mail?
There. Okay, looking good. We got those lines in. We're going to go ahead and pull because I want this red as well. So I'll go ahead and pull all that. Like I said, we could have left the center in and did the red candy, came back, pulled those, and then hit that with the black, and then we would have been able to leave those silver. But once again, I wanted this to look like what the bike looked original years ago.
What would be the best way to get the candy purple lighter, as in more pinkish? Add pink candy?
Yeah, pink candy is like the hardest candy for like a manufacturer to make because they're just so dull. But House of Color does have a pink candy that is kind of pink, but man, it's really not. What did I do to make it more pink? I had to put blue into the pink because it just wasn't pink enough. Yeah.
How can you make purple more pink?
Yeah, you would just add more red to it, really. But you would add pink candy to it. Pink's, like I said, it's the hardest color to make, unfortunately. Yeah, whatever they use to make pink, whatever they make it out of, isn't that great. I've talked to a couple other manufacturers about the same thing. It's just hard.
Pink stinks
Pink
to make.
stinks.
Huh?
Yeah, that's exactly correct. Okay, let's mix up some red candy, huh?
Have you used the 3M plastic gun that you can change out the front for different sizes to spray flake out of?
Yep, I used to actually use those when they first came out. I like them. Is that the next question?
Yeah, sure.
They're pretty good. They're still they're plastic guns though, so you know they're good for. They're plastic, but yeah, changing out the tips. I didn't see that like really that necessary. I don't know. Just seems like it's a lot of money going to waste. You already have to kind of spend a lot on the lids and liners. It gets pretty expensive once you start replacing the nozzles all the time.
Christy said, what paint can you use for the airbrush? I just got my first airbrush from Amazon a week ago, and I am working on mine and my husband's motorcycle. I sprayed it dove gray with water slide decals.
Oh, cool. So what kind of paint? Is that what she's asking? Yeah, so the LimeLine base coats, LimeLine clear coats, LimeLine primers. Here's a clear base coat that we're going to be mixing the red candy. So we'll do roughly 60% or so.
Chad said, I just bought the LimeLine gun to get rid of my 3M Aki spray gun. I used that 3M gun for 5 years. I was happy to see it go.
Yeah, and the other thing about those guns is sometimes the caps will start blowing off. Like, because they have like removable caps and they're disposable. But the plastic, I feel like sometimes, and this is the version 1, so maybe I don't even know anymore. But I noticed that they couldn't squeeze the cap hard enough, and they would blow off. That was really irritating. I would just rather have a real metal gun.
When is the white base coming?
It's going to be a couple months still. We do have some here, so you can always email us at info@LimeLine. We do have some, but there's just no label. So yeah, if you're in the need of a quart of white base coat, let us know. We can get you set up.
Joe says, I've noticed you don't run a moisture filter at the airbrush. Do you have one at the compressor? I'm in Texas and it's necessary due to the humidity.
Yeah, Texas, you're going to be in a little bit different situation than we are here in Utah. But yeah, there is one that's actually on the little studio air compressor for the airbrush. I just drained it last week, so I think we're pretty good. Okay, we got the red candy in there. Let me thin it out a little more. Once you do this job enough too, you'll get to mixing stuff and you'll be able to just see it kind of roll off the stick, and you can kind of tell if it's thick enough or too thin, you know. I'm going to want this a little bit thinner. There we go. Yeah. It's like if you're first starting out, you know, spray thick paint through the airbrush and see what it does. Spray really thin airbrush paint. Not on your parts. Then spray really thin paint and see how that works. Just to get the feel and see what it looks like. And then maybe meet the two in the middle and see how that works. So that way when you clean out this black, that way when you go to spray and something's not right, you can feel it. All right, cleaned up there. There's a hair in there. Okay. Usually I would mask this up, but I'm gonna spray black over that. As long as we're spraying black over the candy, as long as you're spraying black over the candy, you're not going to see the candy at all. So I'm not really worried about the overspray because that is all gonna get hit once again. But when you go to fill things in, instead of just like, you know, starting in the center and just maybe going this way, I'm going to start at the edge of the tape, just like I would the blend, and blend into the center. And you can see how candy paint is transparent. And a lot of you know this, and I'm probably just explaining this. Y'all know it, but candy paint is transparent. So we're still able to see the metal flake underneath and also all of the black graphics that I sprayed. Basically, we're just tinting the surface. Like, how did you explain it? Explain it again, Ash. What's a candy?
Someone said your gun's whistling.
Yeah. Is she a little clogged?
Okay, so I explained it as candy colors is like a Jolly Rancher because you can see through those, and then base colors are like taffy because they're colored, but you can't see through them.
Yep.
But they're both colorful.
They both can be colorful, but one's transparent and the other one is going to be it's a pigmented color, so it's going to cover the surface.
Once you mix and thinned out your candies, how long will it last?
It'll last. Actually, candy surprisingly will last for a really long time. Even if it starts to dry up, it'll turn kind of gooey rather than like crispy. So you can always liven it back up with a little bit of reducer in most cases. So it'll last within the can alone, without it being opened, it'll last 5 years.
Dan said, recently I got your silver leaf on Amazon and was wondering if the pack that the 100 sheets come in has Japanese or Chinese lettering on it. Not sure if Amazon tried pulling some sketchy shit.
No, it does. It has Japanese. We also sell that same, the LiME line is also in Japanese because we do sell in Japan as well. So if you are watching in Japan and you can understand what the hell I'm saying, you can buy the leaf, the sizing glue, the metal flake, and the glass on Amazon Japan. So you'll be able to get deliveries in one day because we're set up in those fulfillment networks in that country. But we're looking to get more stuff there though. Gonna have the tape soon and also the stencils. Okay, I'm moving in from the edges into the center, just kind of getting that all saturated.
Do you thin your candy with reducer or thinner?
With urethane reducer, which is thinner, a type of thinner. It's not a lacquer thinner, but yeah. So reducers are different. So like you wouldn't want to use a lacquer thinner to thin out your paint. Reason being is you could have some problems with cracking and the integrity of the paint, and also using lacquer thinners as like as a thinner for your paint could disturb the layers below as well, because the reducers aren't flashing off correctly, and they'll in reducers what they'll do is they'll put like a retardant in it that will is less likely to disturb any layers below it. I guess that's the best way to put it. So yeah, and hopefully I'm not talking out of my ass there because I'm pretty sure I'm correct. Who knows?
I feel lazy listening to everyone's stories of constantly cleaning the same brush. I have 8 set up next to me at all times. One for color, one for white, one for black, one for gray.
Oh, wow. Well, that's yeah, what kind of painting do you do? I mean, that all kind of depends on, you know, what kind of painting you do. That definitely would be beneficial for t-shirt artists for sure.
Jordan said, where can I get a pack of replacement pads for my spinner?
Oh, we got them actually today. They came in. So we'll have them on the website and on Amazon. You'll be able to see them right there.
Martin said, you are. I'm not sure if he means you are talking out of your ass or if you are right. We'll just leave that
We'll
open.
leave that.
We'll just leave that right there.
I could be not telling the whole story too. Who knows? I'm not claiming I know everything.
It's kind of like you made this whole year. We got the whole. We never.
Yeah.
No, they just
No.
left that one alone. Funny.
We're taking a lot of compliments that might not have been compliments.
Or I might just be taking all the compliments away, which is not very nice.
Yeah, you're okay. All right, I think we're about at full saturation here.
He said you are correct. Sorry.
Oh, okay, there we go. I feel so much better.
Big Country said.
Big Country says some things are left, or he said some things are better left a mystery.
Yeah, we don't want to know.
No, funny.
Okay, this is looking pretty good. I want to make sure that we're.
Looks like Spider-Man web if you just don't look at the islands you put on there.
Yeah, now that it's all red, huh?
All those islands, you know.
Yeah, all the islands.
Now that
Hey, they're all islands, really.
that part you might be talking out of your ass.
Okay, let's put some glass cleaner on this. We'll get rid of this overspray.
Jake said, be nice if we can get more of your products over here. Amazon deliveries are near 2-week delivery time. He's in Australia.
Oh, yes, we're all looking to get on Australia as well. That's just going to take some time.
There's that lonely lady smell again.
Mm-hmm. God, it smells good, huh?
Swampy said, shit's getting deep in here. Are you not adding the triple S for the builder?
No, I'll add that later on. Yeah.
And he says, and no paints at all over in Australia.
Yeah, no paint, huh? Yeah, I mean, the paint is like one thing that we would have a hard time actually getting over there. But the tape and the stencils.
The paint is hard already because it has, people get frustrated, but it has to go ground. So it's because it's hazardous.
It has to ship ground. Yeah. Yeah, there's some rules and regulations to that.
Yeah. At first, when I read Jace's message, it said no paints at all. I thought he said, and no pants at all.
Those Australians are crazy.
Those Australians, they don't wear any pants.
All right. Okay, once again, so this will all go black. I'm not going to want to, there's a lot of surface area there, and I'd rather do it with a paint gun. This, now, the way candies work is this will brighten up once there's clear coat on it. It kind of has a dull look to it until things get shiny, and that takes clear coat. So let's double check this. We'll kind of look around. So there's the filigree to start. A lot of glare here, but hopefully y'all can see. Yeah, I'll fill those in. Put the SS in there with some black. I'll put this in all into another video, so you'll be able to see this in a 2 or 3 minute video, all kind of compiled in there. But yeah, not too bad for one night's work. I feel like that'll look pretty good. I think it'll match the bike pretty good. Maybe I can take them down there to go look at that bike. Let's go ahead and give something away. I'll take them down there to look at that bike, and then.
Okay,
We'll
what
be,
do we say we want to give away?
Let's see. What can we give away? Let's give away a pack of, because we got the new glow-in-the-dark pigments coming out. So let's go with the glow-in-the-dark pigments. I think there's 7 of them total. And then we'll also include some stencils with that. So yeah, you'll get a glow-in-the-dark pigment pack.
Pigment pack.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Okay,
All right, let's do it.
let's do it.
You ready?
Can I do that while you're doing that?
Sure.
Or does it?
No.
Oh, sorry. I thought it would make the screen weird.
Yeah, it will. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
All right, who we got?
Well, it's the Willow Wow, not the Willow.
The Willow Wow. Oh, Dorkosaurus. I love it. Look at that picture. Congratulations. You won yourself a pack of glow-in-the-dark pigments. We'll be showing those actually probably next week or the week after. We'll be doing some stuff with that, experimenting with that, see what we can do. But there it is. There is the matching rear fender to the Sportster. So let's go down, and this will be the end, but I wanted to show you that bike real quick. Get this tape off my shoe. Yeah, so basically the same thing we got going on here. The lines, the candy paint. Here we did do some sun rays. I did break off a little spot in this teardrop to create those. This does have the image transfer on it. So we did talk a little bit about the pirate ship. There's a little bit of purple pearl in this with a lace. I don't know if you can see it. A little bit of purple pearl and lace, and I'll add that into the sides of the black. So basically I just flip-flopped it. The red's on the top of the rear fender, black on the sides. And I feel like that's okay. I actually really, I would prefer it that way on a lot of bikes. I just like the flip-flop on those. I think we did the same thing on the other bike. I got to check out this seat too while we're at it. See, there's the 3 S's, SIDS Speed Shop. But yeah, same thing with this. We will be working on this FXR build right here. We will be painting this bike. We'll be doing like a breakdown of it. We'll actually be spraying that in the blow-up booth in the garage, so we can kind of see how all that works. But we'll be taking the parts off. We'll be mocking them up, doing a lot of stuff with that. This is the front fairing that we painted a couple weeks ago. But I wanted to show you this because this will also show you how the black on the sides, the red on the top, and if you look, it's the exact opposite on the fenders. Black on the top, red on the sides. I like that. Same thing there, even though that's not really that black. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, looking forward to that one. We've got some other cool projects there, and another FXR. All right. Well, that's it. Whew, how long does this one last?
2 hours.
2 hours. Okay. Well, it's bedtime for most people, huh? Well, thanks again, everybody. Once again, every Thursday night, 7 p.m. California time, we go live, painting just random stuff like this. But we'll be back next week, so come back, win some stuff. We appreciate you being here. Appreciate all the super chats and the super stickers tonight.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.